Because construction is dangerous and crowded, because it's full of safety hazards and waste, and countless inefficiencies that cost money through lost time, many in our industry began answering their own question. Do we really have to deliver, unpackage, assemble, test, install, and retest all of the electrical equipment physically on the job site, especially when there are bona fide statistics that prove between a 40 and 75% savings on labor costs? No, we don't. Prefabrication, American manufacturing and modular construction by any other name, is here. And IBEW Local 103 and NECA Boston signatory contractors are doing it in all parts of Boston and our surrounding communities.
What's exciting about prefabrication, off-site construction, modular construction, is that we're having these conversations here at home, NECA and the IBEW.
When you think of manufacturing jobs, you think of jobs being shipped out of our country to Mexico, to China, to overseas, American jobs lost. But in the electrical industry in Boston, we're creating jobs.
We're moving our manpower from the job site to a controlled environment. It's why we're seeing NECA contractors, small, medium, and large, opening up their own prefabrication shops in and around the city.
Local 103 and NECA are creating manufacturing jobs right here at home.
Electricians have the burden of being a follow-on contractor. We need the building up. We need the walls up. We need the power plant structure up before we can do any of our work. So we're behind the 8 ball from the beginning. We found that we have to get innovative on how we can solve these issues of getting a job delivered on time and on budget. And prefabrication has provided that solution.
To the general contractor, certainly there's a safety aspect. So if we're pulling hours out of the job site and we're bringing it into the shop, our environment here is controlled, it's far safer. Our trade is traditionally very messy. We have a lot of scraps from wire, from cardboard boxes, whatever it is, and we eliminate all that in the job site, which means less cleanup. For an owner who's looking to get into a finished site, it's speed. We can produce assemblies here in the shop before the job site's ready for them.
It's a coordinated effort. The material is delivered that's going to be prefabricated right to the prefabrication shop just in time. It's just-in-time delivery for a design that's been done, completed beforehand. The prefabrication gets built out just in time and packaged for delivery. It rolls into the building the next morning. It's being assembled. You're not stacking materials that have moved 3, 4, 5 times on the job. It's coming in, it's clean, it's tested, it's been QC'd. It offers a better solution, and safety is a big part of that.
We do a lot of fire alarm components here. We've been able to program some of our equipment here, full buildings, fully programmed here before they go out to the site. That saves time on the site, saves time for the programmer walking around the site, minimizes the troubleshooting aspect at the end of the job because we've done some of it up front. Allows us to do some of the work on the panels and lighting controls and electric room components in advance of when they'll be ready for them on the project in a dry, controlled environment as opposed to a wet, dusty, dirty environment.
When we're awarded the project, we have 5 full-time prefab coordinators here on site in this facility that actually look at the drawings when we're awarded the job. They're creating project-specific build sheets with assemblies that we want to implement on that project. The materials are ordered, they're received here, and then our general foreman down here who oversees the operation will basically get it in queue to start to build it here ready for site. If we're able to ship at the site because it's more of a just-in-time, we do that. If it's not, we'll store it here in our warehouse ready for when it needs to head out to site. We've had other project team members report to us that they appreciate this approach.
You can't be afraid of change. Change is coming, it's here. Prefab's not going away. It's making us more competitive. It's improving the way we install in the field. It's improving the way of life. It's just making things easier.
Most people are willing to, happy to do a day's work. Just give me the stuff and I'll do it. It's all the other stuff in a construction environment that makes you want to throw your hands up and just say, this is how it is. Prefab and pre-kitting and pre-staging allows us to minimize some of that impact to our workers in the field.
Our general contractors completely appreciate this process. The customer has grown to expect this type of performance.
To the developer, to the end user, to the construction user or the construction manager, we can do the job, we can do it more efficiently, we can be more productive, we can be safer, drug-free, diverse, all right here by using IBEW and NECA contractors. We can do it. We can build your job safely, productively, efficiently.
What does diversity mean to you?
Well, the way that we think about diversity is that it's not just about make sure you have one Asian, one Black person, one Latinx person, or one woman, or one young person. Diversity for us is really understanding that it's the diversity of experience and life experiences that people bring to the table.
All different race, religion, creeds, backgrounds, single parent, single mother. And I try to encourage them that it's not about where you came from, it's all about where have you been and where you're trying to go.
Business owners who are diverse tend to be from more diverse neighborhoods and establish their businesses in those diverse neighborhoods. And those businesses that they establish end up contributing to the overall development and growth of their communities, which in turn generates more work.
The workforce is starting to retire in most trades, most big companies. You know, there's going to be a need for, the workforce to grow. And where are you going to find those folks from? I think, the community of color, definitely there's opportunity, to get that diversity into those trades.
The union now is striving for diversity. And that's important to me, my family, and everybody in the community that we serve.
We've been successful at recruiting the next generation of mechanics and electricians and technicians from all walks of life, from all corners of the city. We've been doing it for years. But we realized the opportunity we provide, a career in construction, doesn't just magically happen. People need help. They need mentors. They need to be empowered.
And diversity is how we do that. Had a great, successful run at diversifying our ranks by our apprenticeship classes the last several years, but it's not enough. We need to do more. We've realized that our contractor base needs to be more diverse as well. That's a big part of why we've put this program in place.
Empower DEI, our diversity, equity, and inclusion program, really aims to do just that, to empower woman-owned and minority contractors. We are looking to help grow and provide resources, training, mentorship to these companies that wouldn't otherwise have that support.
For small businesses, minority and women-owned businesses, where they can't just snap their fingers and do it. They need some of the instruments that others have been able to develop over a long, long time to really be able to get on the playing field. Once they're on the playing field, they can compete.
That's what we're trying to develop here, is to give people that are new to the industry, that are very capable, some tools so they can actually advance and go maybe beyond where they could have if this program was not in place.
Very much so like myself. Today, I will be becoming the president of KB Mac Incorporated, and it didn't happen overnight. I remember those days getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, leaving the house at 5, getting my kids ready to be at the job at 6. All those 30 years working in the mud and the rain and the snow, it wasn't for no reason, it was for a reason. It was because you were working for your pension, you were working for your retirement with dignity and respect.
Nothing was given to me. Every single step I earned. I earned those steps. But there's pride in that, like I did that. Eventually I found mentors in 103, other journeyman electricians, mostly men that, they invested time in me and they showed me how to be a great mechanic. And just day by day and job by job, I learned and I grew.
For NECA, these contractors, it's not doing this just because it's right. NECA contractors are doing this because it's a bedrock principle. For most, if not all of them, we believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion on the job sites and in the offices. And this program is going to help support those women and minority companies that we have in NECA and the IBEW.
It's important to me on a lot of levels, bringing everybody in, being inclusive, allowing people opportunities that they normally wouldn't have. It's fantastic that an organization like Local 103 and NECA can partner together to help minorities and women-owned contracting companies.
This program is helping families to create legacies. If they did not see this program, did not know it existed, there's nothing to strive for.
This opportunity, this effort is necessary to prove that all the residents of the city can grow when we work together, that the economic pie in this city is not a zero-sum effort.
And to our customers that want more community-based contractors and people on their jobs, we're gonna help make that a reality, from the first-year apprentice to the owner of the company. That's our goal. We strive to be as diverse as the city and the communities that we work in.
I would say that in the last 15 years, the foundation has collected over $10 million in wages and penalties to contractors and obviously wages owed to workers. I'm Karen Courtney. I'm the president of K. Courtney and Associates. K. Courtney and Associates is the executive director of a labor management fund that's called the Foundation for Fair Contracting of Massachusetts. And what it does is it advocates for bidding and prevailing wage compliance on public construction projects in Massachusetts. Because obviously once a bid is open, everyone knows everyone else's price, and then the dynamic changes. So it's always important if you see something that you think doesn't look quite right. It's a Chapter 149 project, and it doesn't have a requirement for a DCAM certificate. That's something that you would call us about. Obviously, there are people who are very, NECA contractors who are very diligent, very aggressive, and so they know to use our service and they call all the time. But, you know, we're always looking to meet new contractors, help new contractors, and encourage contractors that may want to bid public work but may not be too comfortable, that maybe we can help them do that.
My colleague Matt Lash and I, we like to think of ourselves as a complement to your organization. I'm Lisa Podersky, the Business Development Manager for NECA. One of the things that we've worked hard to do is establish relationships within the industry with general contractors and developers. A lot of times we chase these opportunities by simply finding an article in the newspaper about an upcoming project or when a developer purchases land. And we see the process through. So we don't just key up the project. We make sure that we follow it through as much as the contractors want us to. We are there to work for you. We want to hear from you. We work for all of the contractors, not just a small handful. Matt and I are here to help your business grow. That's what we want to do. That's our main goal. Use us. That's what we want to see. That's what we do. That's what we are passionate about.
Most reps and senators do not understand the needs of a unionized contractor, and we're there to educate them to make sure that NECA's interests are looked out for. Michael Morris, partner at Tremont Strategies Group. I have a very good understanding of the needs of NECA. I've been working with labor organizations for over 20 years, and I do understand, the benefit of being a unionized contractor and a unionized employee. I come from a union family. My father, my brother, my sisters are all in a union. household, and I've worked with unions for years, so I do understand the difference between a good wage with good health care, a great pension that you get while you're in the union, versus some of the open shops and the wage theft that can happen with other contractors across the state. And I dealt with lobbyists throughout my career, and I found it very important to hear they're the experts on the issues, and they bring their clients in to explain things to the governor, to the legislature, and to better understand an issue. And I know the legislature has a lot of trust in me, and if I'm bringing NECA in for a meeting, they know what they're going to hear is the truth, and they're just looking out. I'm looking out for my client's best interests.
I'm really excited to have joined NECA. I think continued education is a huge plus no matter what industry you're in. It's something that everyone needs to continue doing. I'm Walter Morell, the Director of Education and Outreach with NECA Boston. There's all different kind of sectors that we're kind of working in on the educational side of things. The new facility here in Quincy, we're able to take the training in-house, which is going to be hugely beneficial to ensure that we can deliver a wide range of programs to the contractors and jump into maybe something that's new to them, BIM for example. If that's a new technology that they want to learn, we have 6 courses based on that. You have a person that's kind of stepped up into a more foreman role on the job site. That's something that we're going to provide kind of that education for. So just huge value there. It's just a great time to be part of this team, and I think we're moving in the right direction to all our members and their teams.